Today, I'll introduce zombie idea number 6. Leadership is better evaluated by supervisors than subordinates. Zombie ideas are the ideas that refuse to die despite evidence to the contrary. In my previous videos, I've introduced zombie idea number 1, leaders are saviors. Zombie idea number 2, leaders are a special breed of people. Zombie idea number 3, a team must have a leader. Zombie idea number 4, data don't lie. And zombie idea number 5, leaders can be data-driven and empathic at the same time. Zombie idea number 6 is that leadership is better evaluated by supervisors than subordinates. This idea persists despite compelling evidence that evaluations from subordinates often provide a more accurate view of a leader's performance. The prevailing approach to leadership evaluation tends to prioritize the opinions of supervisors, operating under the assumption that those in higher positions have a more comprehensive understanding of a leader's effectiveness. However, this top-down evaluation method often overlooks the day-to-day interactions that truly define a leader's impact on their team and the workplace environment. Even when organizations implement 360-degree evaluations, which are designed to incorporate feedback from a wide range of sources, including peers, subordinates, and even customers, there is often still a noticeable tendency to prioritize the supervisor's evaluation. This inclination arises because it's the supervisors, not the subordinates, who have inherent authority in the organizational hierarchy, which grants them the power to make significant employment decisions, such as deciding who gets promoted, demoted, transferred, or even terminated. When you, as a supervisor, rely heavily on top-down evaluations, you risk missing the day-to-day realities that truly reflect a leader's effectiveness. This not only undermines the accuracy of performance evaluations, but also contributes to a phenomenon known as failing upward. Failing upward occurs when individuals who are ineffective or even detrimental in their roles manage to climb the organizational ladder simply because they are skilled at managing perceptions and impressing their supervisors. Those leaders may excel at projecting a positive image to those who are above them while neglecting or even harming their teams, creating a disconnection between actual performance and perceived success. Supervisors' evaluations are often viewed as more objective or strategic because they are believed to align with the organization's broader goals and performance metrics. For example, a supervisor's evaluation may carry more weight in determining whether a leader is meeting key performance indicators or adhering to the organization's strategic initiatives. This focus can lead to an overemphasis on measurable outcomes, while neglecting the softer yet equally important aspect of leadership, like team morale, communication, and ethical behavior. For example, a leader successfully delivers a major project on time and under budget. The supervisor may see this as a clear indicator of the leader's effectiveness and recommend them for a promotion. However, the evaluation from subordinates may reveal a different story. Perhaps the project was completed at the cost of overworking the team and creating a toxic work environment. Here, a toxic work environment refers to a workplace where negative behaviors and attitudes become the norm. Those behaviors include excessive pressure, lack of support, poor communication, and even bullying or harassment. In toxic work environments, employees often feel undervalued, stressed, and burned out, which are associated with decreased morale and productivity. A leader may push their team to meet unrealistic deadlines without considering the the personal well-being of the team members, resulting in chronic stress and high turnover rates. In this case, the supervisor's evaluation, driven by the visible success of the project, may overshadow the critical insights provided by subordinates who experienced the leader's day-to-day actions. Supervisors often focus on the end results, such as meeting deadlines, staying under budget, and achieving key performance indicators without fully understanding the means by which those results were achieved. This can lead to a situation where the outward appearance of success masks underlying issues within the team. Who is more likely to yell, lose their temper, and berate team members when things don't go according to the plan in the workplace? Is it the supervisor or a subordinate? You are more likely to see a supervisor berating a subordinate, not the other way around. Now, put yourself in the supervisor's shoes. Would you want your supervisor to witness you berating your team, or would you prefer your supervisor see you showing empathy and consideration towards your subordinates? This is why we often see leaders displaying positive, image-boosting behavior in public or on media, but a different, more troubling side, the bullying, cold-hearted side of the leader, can emerge in employees or whistleblowers' secret recordings. This dichotomy between the public persona and the private reality is a common thread in many hierarchical settings, where those in leadership positions focus on managing up rather than leading effectively downward. In educational settings, a department head in a school district office may spend considerable time cultivating a positive image with their supervisors. They showcase their achievements and portray themselves as effective leaders. They may present polished reports, highlight successes, and emphasize their strategic contribution to the district goals. However, this outward display of competence in front of the supervisors can mask a very different reality in the school buildings they supervise. Behind the scenes, the same department head may be dismissive of the concerns and issues raised by teachers who are on the front lines of education. Instead of listening to and addressing the challenges teachers face, such as inadequate resources, overwhelming workloads, chaotic, disconnected coordination from the district office, or student behavioral issues, the department head may downplay or outright ignore those concerns. In some cases, they may resort to bullying tactics, using their authority to silence dissent and push through their agenda without considering the impact on the teaching staff. If teachers express that they're struggling with implementing a school district policy due to a lack of training, time, or resources, the department head may blame the teachers for their incompetence rather than providing the necessary support. The department head may even go as far as to threaten teachers with poor evaluations, insubordinations, disciplinary actions, or transfers if they don't comply with directives, forcing subordinates into submission. This creates a distorted picture for the supervisors who may be unaware of the true team dynamics at play. As a result, the department head maintains their positive image and continues to climb the career ladder while the teachers, under their authority, suffer in silence. The department head often forgets that their primary role is to serve and support the staff they supervise, and to ensure smooth coordination between the school district policies and the needs of the schools. After all, administrators are non-operative employees who don't directly engage in the core functions of the organization. Their work is important, but it's primarily about planning, managing, and facilitating options. By contrast, teachers are operative employees who carry out the essential task that defines the organization's mission, educating students. To put it into perspective, if teachers or school bus drivers were to go on strike for even a week, the entire school district would come to a standstill. Classes would be canceled and transportation would be disrupted. Students and their families are severely impacted. However, if administrators were to strike, the most noticeable difference may be that teachers have less paperwork to fill out and submit, paperwork that administrators use to present data or evidence to boost their own image in front of their supervisors. The essential functions of teaching and learning would continue, possibly with fewer administrative hurdles. This stark contrast underscores the critical importance of operative roles like teaching and why the needs and concerns of those employees should be prioritized and respected by those in leadership positions. So, if you are a supervisor, what should you do? First, prioritize the feedback from frontline employees over their leaders' reports. Frontline employees, such as teachers, are directly engaged in the core functions of the organization and are often the first to experience the effects of leadership decisions. Their insights can provide a more accurate view of the workplace dynamics and the effectiveness of leadership. Make it a point to regularly check in with those operative employees. Set aside dedicated time in your calendar for regular one-on-one conversations with frontline employees. It's going to take some time to build their trust in you before they open up and feel comfortable speaking up without fear of retribution. Trust is earned, it's not given freely. How to earn their trust in you? Here are 5 components of trust: benevolence, reliability, competence, honesty, and openness. Show that you embody benevolence by genuinely caring about their well-being and showing empathy in your interactions. Prove your reliability by following through on your commitments and being consistent in your behaviors. Display competence by being knowledgeable and effective in your roles. Uphold honesty by being transparent in your communication, even when delivering difficult news. And finally, practice openness by being approachable and receptive to feedback. You demonstrate that you are not just paying lip service, but that you genuinely value their input and are willing to listen and act on it. Second, cut down unnecessary bureaucracy. The upper echelons of an organization often become bogged down in layers of administrative processes, which can create bottlenecks and slow down decision-making. This bureaucratic red tape not only undermines efficiency, but also distances you from the realities on the ground, making it difficult for you to respond swiftly to the needs of frontline employees. For example, let's just say you are supervising 2 departments. Department A has a director, an executive director, a coordinator, and associate, each with their own administrative assistants. By contrast, Department B has just 1 director and 1 assistant. Which department do you think is more likely to provide you with accurate bottom-up communication? It's important to remember that the more layers of bureaucracy there are, the less accurate your ground-level perspective will be. As the hierarchy becomes more complex, information tends to get filtered, distorted, or lost, making it more difficult for you to grasp the true situation on the front line. By slaying the zombie idea that leadership is best evaluated by supervisors instead of subordinates, we can put an end to unqualified leaders climbing up the organizational ladder through shallow evaluations. In doing so, we can break the vicious cycle of failing upward and ensure that those who rise in the organization truly have the skills and integrity to lead effectively at every level.